low cost gym model. I mean, clearly Planet Fitness, I mean, it basically is a franchisee. There's 40 locations, but that's 40 out of 1,600 total sites. So it's, and the sort of the franchise or franchisee model, I don't know. I haven't, this is actually an interesting question. I should spend more time on it. I certainly heard of Landmark. I used to be an investor in New Look over in the UK, which Landmark was a partner in the Middle East. So I know the sort of model.
There are some very strong franchise models. You go into Australia, you've got Anytime Fitness, obviously US Fitness anyway. You'll know Anytime Fitness from your across the pond. And Jet. So there's quite a few in Asia that they've got pretty good franchise. I mean, you've got Energy Fitness in the UK. It's a 100-park franchise business, but and it has brand presence and it has scale, but it doesn't own its income stream. It's got an annuity stream off the top line, which is all well and good, but actually. And the UK is inherently poor at being able to value franchise businesses. I mean, the US is well trained in that spot, but the UK just can't do the math to get its head round valuing up an annuity at multiples, anything like the sorts of multiples that you'd probably achieve in the States. So it's just not a mature valuation model.
And is there any country in Western Europe that would you say has a mature or well-developed sort of franchisee system, or is it that really is kind of a U.S., Australia, and Asia, Middle East type of dynamic?
Germany's got some of it, but only in discrete areas. I think I don't see it, and it depends the industry you're in. The food industry, it's well established everywhere, as you know. Leisure sector, not so much, because there's not the same global network as there is of, having Pizza Express dotted around or Domino's. Although these things are well, Costas. They're all very well at McDonald's. They're all well established models, and ultimately, that brand presence on the ground and everything trickles back to a huge corporate that has a big owner-operator model in any event. And that's typically what happens is franchise businesses in their own right, if they don't have any owner model, they are, the ones that really do well are the ones that have actually got quite a strong owner base in any event. And they end up owning some of the franchises. They may start franchising and then they'll realise that actually if they perform well, they can build their franchise models with almost a drag or a put or a pull option to the franchisee that gets him his money, and the franchisor can take back a great site that they know works and they've got it under their own belt to trade themselves because they're making a turn on revenue, marketing, capex. They make a turn everywhere, as you know. So there is a model that can work, but it's not. I'm sceptical about a leisure equivalent in the UK of doing that. I haven't seen a decent franchise leisure model in the UK that's really turned itself into something of real exit value. There haven't been any of those that are really exited for value.
Well, so I know that I read the story about how going back, I think 5 years or so, there was pretty serious discussions and processes in place for Pure Gym and Gym Group to merge. That was scared off by, I guess, the UK competition authorities. But
I tell you, and that got scared off for the very simple reason that the competition authority they completely ignored from their analysis every other gym that was not. And you think, well, that's just crazy. I mean, other than the price point they're offering, so you end up comparing competition with two dominant operators
very narrowly defined
in their low-cost market, whereas when Pure bought LA, there was quite a bit of work done on that, and there were only about half a dozen sites that that went to sort of a competition review. And again, once you're looking at buying a more premium operator, the entire whole market came into the window, and it was very difficult to say, well, you've got 12 gyms within a very close proximity here, that competition is affected by one of those 12 gyms buying the other one. And so there was no situation when so none of those gyms. And I think had they got better competition lawyers, they would have got that deal away, but they didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.